instaMERSION.
Welcome everybody to the next episode of I Am Talk. We have my very good friend Irene Yuan from, well, you're from many different places. It seems like Taiwanese, but actually I just see, just the linkages that we have through Hawaii and now you being in Texas. Just thank you for coming all this way to be on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that I got a chance to visit Alex and coming here.
Yeah, so just thank you so much again. Yeah, just for the time that you made. It wasn't actually here that we met. We actually met, we were just talking earlier, 2010, right?
Wow,
in
that's
Taipei.
a long time ago.
Right, and I remember, geez, I was so young back then. I'm so immature. But I was a young missionary, and you being one of the elders at a church that we were just starting together. And just you really being not only a key leader in that church, but even just a mom to me, I feel as
I would say mom, I would say big sister.
big sister, wiser, older, big sister who, just really helped me through, just a lot of the culture shock, a lot of the transition over there. And I just really want to thank you for just your care and your investment into me. And so Irene, many people might not know, but I just really admire how God is using you as, I want to say, a serial entrepreneur.
Thank you.
And so tell me a little bit about your, how you got into business, how God is using you in the marketplace.
Okay, I just want to share some of my experience. I'm very happy that God used me in the tech industry for over 30 and 40 years. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of high-tech business and being an IPO leader and bring a new business and new technology to Taiwan and Asia. And after 30, almost 40, I don't want to say years because then people will know.
She's too young. She's too young to mention
I'm still young.
Years.
And I would say, I've gone through a lot of, new and beautiful age in Taiwan when the all industry like semiconductor, passive and active components. Yeah, I've been using by God that I experienced a lot of a good tech, successful period of time. And one thing really God used me is bridging the American and Asia. Yeah, especially I've been bringing a lot of startup technology to Taiwan, and I find some of the suppliers to apply their technology and realization of product and make the new startup high-tech technology become a real product. Yeah, that called me really a lot of inspiration from God that I need to keep using the talent and connection and also the experience to help people. Yeah.
How is it that you first got into this whole entrepreneurial world? Is it something you just went to college and you started your first business, or how did it all start?
People say that, hey, I'm not major in electronic.
Right. Yeah. Semiconductors
I'm not really that, but I'm a businesswoman. And I started from being just a secretary, doing the trading, but I learned a lot. So surrounding me, it's a lot of talent engineer, like people from MIT, people from, Caltech. But turns out all the shareholder and board, a lot of people say, Irene, you just really know how to do the business in high tech. Because one side, I need to understand what is application. The other side, I need to know what's the tech. Then again, I'm the bridge, always know how to translate from the tech to the application that the customer satisfaction can be done. So this brought me over the 30, 40 years, and people just say, oh, we need Irene because Irene really understands what we need and she really knows how to translate our need to the supplier. Or some of the technicians say, R&D say, we need Irene because Irene understands what is the technology and how to translate and that the customer satisfaction can be implemented. So I believe bridge is what God bring me become to.
Yeah, growing up in Taiwan, right? You're at least for the first part of your life, where did that bridge come in? How did you learn English, and how did you get introduced to the American culture? And
I actually was major in language. Okay, like Spanish and English.
Hablo
Spanish un
too.
poquito español. Sí. But yeah, the bridge coming from, I learned language when I was in the elementary school. Yeah, I never really studied in US, right? But I need to speak and communicate. Right? So when I learned the language from elementary school, I started to practice, and I believe most of the language capabilities coming from the job.
Sure.
Right? For the first day when I became the secretary, I need to translate. Even I translate for the pastor in church. Wow. That's how you saw me, right? And so I believe the bridge is just the character that God put in me, as no matter he bring me that way. So by English capability, I can speak some of the language. I speak very little Japanese. I learn very fast.
Skoshi.
Yeah, skoshi dage. And then so this is why you easily can communicate people, right? When you got a language capability. The other way, listen. You really know how to listen people's needs.
Wow.
Yeah, not always want people understand you. Instead of you need to understand what they need. So being a bridge, you really need to have a double characters. You need to know how to listen, understand, and you need to know what they want. This is a character.
Absolutely. It's so interesting how God puts you in situations where you are almost forced to be able to have an understanding of both cultures, both languages, and at what point did it click for you where because you mentioned just God really using you as this bridge between the two cultures, right? On the side of the marketplace, but then also with people, because you're such a people person and you're so relatable. Where was that point where it just kind of clicked for you, where God was just showing you, oh no, he could really use you to be that bridge?
Okay, the most important thing is when I was in Taiwan, I've been working as a top leader, IPO company, and I lead a couple hundred people in my company, right? So when a company going IPO, I cash out. And when you got some money, right, and God just keep closing some door, right? But when the door being shut, sometimes we don't know where the door have to be open, right? So what clicked the point was, I believe, because I need to make a decision, do I want to take my permanent, situation or not? And then the God say, oh, yeah, you got enough. You have to devote yourself to help more people. After several years in the COVID situation, and one day God just closed some door and say, oh, this is enough, Irene. You have to go somewhere else. And but when God say you have to go out from the comfort zone, you just don't want. And
it's always scary.
But we have to listen to God. When you ask me what clicked that, I believe just God say, come out from the comfort zone. You have to going to stay and live in there and started to do different business.
Sure.
So this is why I started my own company and starting to help the people from US and bring business to Asia and finding supplier. And in the other way, I also help a lot of a Taiwanese company or Asian company to find a business here.
About how many businesses have you started and either sold or went IPO?
In the last 20, I would say 20, 30 years, I would say I've been bringing 4 companies going to an IPO. And the last project was I brought a U.S. very famous wireless power company. I brought that technology to Taiwan.
Wow.
And I started up a fabless design house in Taiwan. And just 2 years, I started thinking about I need to hire some other, high-ranking different R&D background. So. Right. I don't want to hold that baby, I always want to do something more entrepreneurial, like helping people start up.
I remember you sharing with me a lot of times, a lot of those companies that you started, they actually wanted you to be the CEO, right? But then that was just something that
Yeah, I
wasn't-
probably want to be the CEO in the first 1 or 2 or 3 years, right? And
just
then
to kind of get it going and get
exactly
right.
Yeah, then I go on the next journey because some of the friends will say, Irene, can you help me? You know, I need this and that, and I always say, okay. Yeah, I don't want to hold the pie for myself.
Sure. Yeah.
I believe the best way is being a good bridge and helping people, you know, and see the tree planted and grow up. You don't need to always stay with the tree when they grow up, right?
Right.
But you will be always the person that God tell you. You always have to be the, you know, entrepreneurial and starting point.
Yeah.
Right? And that's maybe like my call.
Absolutely. You mentioned a lot just that importance of being that bridge from Asia to America. Why is that so important, and what are some of the challenges that if people didn't have that bridge, whether they're trying to start businesses or maybe they're trying to find certain suppliers, why is that bridge so essential?
Yeah, a lot of customers come to me and say, Irene, can you help me this and that? In the past, I just give help. This time I want to set up my own company, you know, the Ray Linkage. It's because I found that you can Google whatever information.
Yeah.
Okay. But, you know, we still get a lot of culture shock, and
Absolutely.
also especially right now the COVID, you know, situation. Travel has become so difficult. And why people need a bridge, because when you Google the information, right, you can let the McKinsey give you a big, you know, report, but you still don't know where is the most important door or people, you know, to prioritize and really give you the real door to make more efficient for your project.
Yeah.
And I understand what American customer or American people really need, and right hit the point, you know, not rotating or surrounding too much, and going to the hit the point and find the right fit. When we say right fit, meaning doesn't mean it should be the big supplier, small supplier, or when people want to fix the trouble, you know, we need to find what is the right fit for the solution. Okay, so solution coming from people really understand the point. Okay, a lot of data or AI, they're probably only giving you the systematic and sometimes they just calculate, right? But for the middle and startup company, they need person who really understand the real situation. For example, in Taiwan, I know which ones should be the supplier in terms of timeline, quality, you know, and their mentality to fit certain of the project, right? Like middle-sized, small project, startup technology, they want to find a supplier or a business partner. They don't know which one will be to fit them in timeline, in quality, in also the team resource.
Sure.
Right? Those kind of factors, they can be standard. You know, they're very diversified. They're very fluctuation. So we just need people connect in between and find really the best fit on that demand.
Yeah, doing business overseas, I feel like, that's one thing, whether you're just exchanging services or whatnot, but I feel like what a lot of people don't see on the outside is just when you're dealing with two different cultures. You're talking about two different upbringings, two different types of thinking, methods of just how they do things, right? How is it that you're able to get two different sides of the world and help them just find understanding with each other? Because I'm sure you hit a lot of tension points too, right? A lot of times where they might not be seeing eye to eye when they're maybe trying to understand each other.
Yeah, and especially when you talk to people, you have to really calculate in the second in your mind and seeing what's the real solution in percentage.
Yes.
You know, so in that point, you don't have time to dig in more detail before you make the decision or you make a recommendation for your customer or even for both sides. Right?
Sure.
So God just gave me a lot of experience accumulated, and that's how make me as a person right now as a good bridge, because the last timing you know, I know how to find a solution, how to see through the real obstacle over there and find a reasonable solution. That I believe that's the most important, being the bridge.
Absolutely.
But I have to say everything is from God, because we cannot rely on ourselves. right? We have to always acting for him, and the bridge is important to help people solve the problem and do the business.
Yeah, so well said. When you mention helps, right? I feel that many entrepreneurs, they all have maybe different types of agendas depending on what their heart is, the condition of their heart, or maybe even through the services that they provide. But I can just see, as business grows, it might be easy for one entrepreneur to be more driven by revenue, by all the numbers. But what I love whenever we talk about different business ideas and ways that we can collaborate, I feel like the heart is always about, hey, what can we do to serve people? What can we do to help people invest into the next generation? If you can share with me a little bit more about your heart, wanting to help other people through your position of influence.
Yeah, I would say, when you were young, you have bill to pay, right? But if you're doing things, always put God as a priority, helping people become a natural, right? It's a nature of mind. But if you always think about you want to make money, make money is important, But we know God will give whatever you need, not whatever you want, right? So in that point, if you put Him as a priority, and you will keep your good heart, goodwill as a priority, so then you will act in the totally, different person.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
yeah.
So when you offer that kind of atmosphere and also that kind of good heart, and you will easily build the good trust between two people. Make an example, like several projects are coming in, and they say, hey, I need a supplier in Taiwan, like during 2 weeks, for example.
Right.
I said, okay, I can help. I will call like several acquaintances and friends like during 1 week, and they will just help. And why they want to help? Because they know me. So every time when I bring my friends and customers to visit the supplier to find the resources, and the boss of a company would be knowing each other 20 years ago, and he would say, oh, Irene, you never change. And then the customer would come after the visit, and he would say, oh, you come to Taiwan, you just call Irene. That trust is coming always from the goodwill and the good heart. That kind of credibility cannot build overnight. Yeah, people trust you. This is most important. And after several years, I will understand this is totally coming from God. God made me that kind of person, and I follow. I've been so humble in front of Him. That's how He bring me even more like that way.
Yeah. Irene, I love how vocal you are about your love for Jesus and how you want to bring just the core values of what the Bible says and just how to love and serve people into your businesses and also the marketplace. What are some situations where you've just been very vocal and just really seen just testimonies of God's goodness through maybe it's decisions that you've made? You've shared with me so many stories of just these key moments where you just didn't know what to do, but you just asked God to show you solutions or just show you the way, and He's revealed Himself in a crazy way.
I was in business because today we talk about business.
Yes.
I would say for being entrepreneurial and set up a company, and I would say when you have to stop, that's the most important decision, tough decision.
Because it's easy to keep going.
It's very tough.
Yeah.
When you say, oh, Irene, sometimes you want to be the CEO, but you don't want, and you want to you become a CEO, but you have to, change your position and change it to the other project.
Right.
I would say this is always the most difficult moment for me. For example, the last project I was in, I built up a IC design company. And I brought the technology I actually found, and I find the core team. I put everything into the table, right? And I set up the so beautiful meal. But one day, all of a sudden, God just tell me, no, this okay. Your task is being done. You have to move on. I have some other mission for you. I say, huh? God, really? Why? This is, come on. I already been through this kind of situations, so many projects. Can I enjoy this project a little bit longer, But this is a tough decision because I need to giving up something and move on for another new one. I always tell God, why you always want me to go to the new? For a lot of people, new company, new business, new people, new connection should be interesting, right? But Alice, try that. After 35 years, you always try new.
Yes.
Will you feel tired? So one day I asked God, you really want me to try always the new things? And I'm so exhausted. I surrender to God, cry and say, why I need to keep on this way, right? So I cry and I ask God, still be humble in front of him. You say, my lovely daughter Irene, I know how you feel, but I make you for a purpose.
Yeah.
So be brave.
Yes.
Get on your new journey, okay? Then you will see what's the different role. So then I start a new company again, and I start a totally different role. And the only thing never changes the bridge is the good heart, helping people. So I'm not the person always say, okay, the meal is ready, you guys have the dinner, and I walk out, I still very happy. No, I suffer a lot. Since when you see something you planted and finally grow up a little bit.
It's never overnight success.
Never over.
Right?
And you, really, I need to move on another project. And how should I do? I have to listen to his word, his way. Yeah.
We were joking earlier about, I was telling you, and even you said you had friends kind of joking with you about you just never having a plan to retire. Yes. What would that chapter of your life look like? And do you see yourself retiring, or does retiring still look like, no, maybe it's not about, trying to live this life of luxury and not doing anything, but just wanting to kind of go more into a mode of, no, like this is where you can actually help people even more.
Yeah, I would say, I can retire, right? But retire, you got different way.
Absolutely.
Right? Nowadays, you can work from home. You can bridge and connecting people by technology, right? So the generation like us, I believe we still got a lot of time and chance to serve people, right? Serve his way. So I would say, in our day, no, people don't really need to retire. Okay, but they can call them retire.
Right? It's like with quotes, retire.
I just, this is why I come to the show. I feel we just like friends. It's a year, and we can talk business. We can still serve people, and so I won't say I retire, but when I say I retire, meaning I kind of giving up a high tense full-time, a high-tech company CEO, that type of things. So I really have to say I never really think about open my own company in the last 35 years. But right now I don't know. Just the step and the God.
That's what you told me the last time too, when you were starting something new too.
Yeah, but God just you never say never, please, right? And one time when God said this is the time and you have to follow his way. So now the day I believe God just don't want me to work for any IPO company or doing whatever I did in the last 35 years. But I would just feel I really need to listen whatever God will bring me to, right? And I will help whatever who really need help in business way and accumulating so many years in Asia and America in high tech and biomedical field. And I believe this is what he want me to help people. I just have to follow his word and do his way. So I won't say that's retire. I would say that could be another chapter in my life.
I believe that's, I absolutely believe that's what's going to be happening for you. What is life like right now? Because you're based in Taiwan, but then you're based in Texas, but then you have ties to Hawaii too. And so how does all that kind of come into play, being in all those, I feel like you're in all these locations at the same time, right?
This is how technology works, right? So I'm really I'm still give enthusiasm to learn the high tech. This is all my life, right? So I always say you don't need to worry about where you at, right? You can be in Taiwan still talking
just
the
as
business.
long as you have an internet connection.
You just have to watch out the time zone. right? So I believe I still stay in Taiwan because I need to still connecting a lot of supplier. I stay in Texas because I got a home over there, and I got my mom live an old friend, and I love my church, right? This is exactly the spiritual home for me. So I usually want to come here, and here's I can get the best golf place I love, right? So I always say, yeah, I still travel, right? But every place is my home.
If there's a legacy that you could leave through your influence as an entrepreneur and as a lady of faith, what would that legacy look like? Or what would you want to be remembered for?
Good heart, and never say you are a woman. You have a lot of obstacles. For example, never limit yourself. I come from a very high tense and competition field. Surrounding me, everybody is like MIT, high tech person, right? High level, and but I'm just a lady, and maybe not with high education, but it's a good heart. As long as you really know your life value, I believe that legacy will keep you as one day, and people still remember Irene. Oh, she's a person who can help.
And that's the lady that I'm looking at right now.
Thank you.
I've always seen you as somebody fierce, but not in a way where, you are the boss, you are the CEO, you are a leader in a sense, but not in a way that's domineering, in a way that's always been serving, in a way that's been helping, and after just really invested in, just wanting to see people grow, build that bridge between, just all the different cultures and languages, and you being very relatable to a lot of different situations. But I want to give you a moment. We have about only a few minutes left, right?
Wow,
I know, so fast. But we have this camera in front right here. So if you can address this camera, I just want to give you a minute. If you have a word of encouragement, or maybe there's just something that you want to promote, just to give you this time to shine.
Thank you for this opportunity Alex given to me. I'm Irene. I just wanted to say, no matter you're Taiwanese, Asian, American, I think God just bring us together, okay? And I just set up my company called Linkage. The main purpose for the company is linking and helping American or Asian people to bridge together. You probably feel why I still need the bridge, but I just mentioned that God want me to help people after my retirement from my last project. So I would say I can help people, not just because I know technology, as well as I really understand how to talk very techy way and very application way. Or in the other way, I would say I really understand how to understand the American people's mentality and translate that idea into the way that Asian supply will understand. And that kind of mentality cannot be done by Google Translator. Okay, that really need to get the idea from God's word, God's wisdom, and the spiritual, and that God gave me. And I also know how to use that talent to help people with the goodwill. So I specialize in the high tech and also some of the healthcare product. If anybody, you have very good technology and you really want to shine in your technology, the startup innovation idea, and you want to find a supplier, you want to have a business development partner in Asia, or you have a business in trouble, you really don't know how to fix it or travel through and finding the solution, I'm your Irene.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Irene, for your time.
Thank you.
I just love how we've been able to keep in touch over all these years and just really grow with each other too, right? We've seen each other in so many different stages. And I feel,
it's been so many years.
Oh my
Unbelievable.
And I feel every time we get to reconnect, it's almost like, wait, it's a different Irene, it's a different Alex, and we're just in new stages of life, but we can still find ways to, just to talk and be excited about what God is doing.
That just proves that we are all the masterpiece in his
Amen.
hand.
Amen. Amen. Well, that's all the time that we have today, folks. There's the alarm. But just want to thank you all for allowing us to have Irene on the show. And God bless.
Thank you.
instaMERSION.
I would love to thank you for hanging out with us here on I Am Talk. Hit the subscribe button to stay in tune with our channel. Oh, and don't forget to tap that bell icon to get notifications on the latest episodes coming your way. We're always looking for the next guests to talk story with here on I Am Talk. So if you just shoot me an email at alex@instamersion.com, I'll be sure to shoot a guest application your way. Well, guys, it's all for now. Until our next episode of I Am Talk, this is Alex, and I'm out. Peace!